know you already. We've had a few conversations, but all the viewers, they do
Hmm.
not know you. Could you just give us a short introduction about yourself?
Ah, okay. First of all, it is really nice to talk
Yes.
to you again. And
Mhm.
hello.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, I'm Hyun, and I'm a musician and Korean. And I've been
Such a talent.
learn, I've I've learned English from you, maybe.
So I have been learning, right?
Yeah, I've been learning English from
Yeah.
you for maybe 2 years.
It's been a long time. Yes. 2 years. Two
Yeah.
great years. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Well, it is very good to have you on the show, and the topic that I would like to discuss with you today, as we are both kind of educators, of course, like you just mentioned. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, you are a musician, but you do have
Yeah.
a lot of private tutors, and of course, so we are
That's
both
right.
in the education field. So I would
Mm-hmm.
like to ask you, what do you think is better for a child? What could be more beneficial in good
Mm-hmm.
circumstances? Homeschooling or
Mm-hmm.
learning at school? I mean, we might have
Well,
spoken about this a long time ago, but I would like to hear, if your ideas have changed a bit, or what your ideas are about this. What's better for a child, for a student?
I think um both are needed, but that
Okay,
means
both are
they
beneficial. Or do you mean both
beneficial.
are
Yeah.
needed at the same time? What do you mean both are needed?
Mm, it's not enough only the child learned from school or home. It
Aha,
would
okay,
not
so you mean,
works.
okay, so just one of the places isn't enough. He needs to learn
Hmm.
at home and at school.
That's right. But that also
Yeah.
means the child has to go to school.
Okay, so you mean going to school is an essential part of education, is that what you mean?
Yes, but not for everyone, but mostly,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think.
In what regard though? Like, why is the traditional school system so important? I mean, what kind of an effect can that really have on a student's life instead of just learning at home? What would be the difference?
Well, well, the uh the social part of hanging out with other
Aha.
guys is
Okay, you
quite
mean they will improve their
important.
social skills?
Yeah, and the
Okay.
general thing, uh, people get can't can't know what is the general or common.
People
Um,
don't know what?
um, what is the common thing
Aha, you mean if
without?
they, without the
Mm-hmm,
interaction or without that experience,
mm-hmm, yeah,
they won't know what is the social norms.
yes.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But don't you think there are other places where students can experience, these social
Exactly.
interactions? It feels like, I mean, there are so many extracurricular activities that you can do in any
Yeah,
country, right? You can join
yeah.
an English club, you can join,
Mm-hmm,
some kind of sports club, or so all those places you can be social. Why is it so
mm-hmm.
important to experience those, social interactions at school?
Well, um, well, the I think uh most of most of children
Most children,
go most children go school,
yes.
so I think it's kind of basic thing.
Okay, okay, but times are changing, Hyun. You're in the
Hmm.
art industry. You should know. I mean, times are
Hmm.
changing. The traditional are, kind of becoming a little bit obsolete in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, that is
the thing
right.
is, just the reason why I believe homeschooling could be very beneficial is
Mm-hmm.
for the simple fact that I used to be a teacher and I
Mm-hmm.
used to have experiences of students, like 30 to 45 students in a class. And
Mm-hmm.
the problem is that in a class there are three
Uh-huh.
parts.
Uh-huh.
The smallest part at the top are the
Mm-hmm.
great students, the students that always need to
Mm-hmm.
be stimulated. They're always asking questions, they're always interacting. The
Uh-huh.
great students that's just a
Yeah.
pleasure to teach. That's
Yeah.
a small part of the class. Maybe let's say
Uh-huh.
5 out of 30, for example. Then the bottom 5 students,
Mm-hmm.
on the other hand, are the troublemakers. They
Yeah.
disturb the class. And
Mm-hmm.
between these two small groups, the
Mm-hmm.
teacher has to just kind of divide most of her attention between those two groups. So the students in the middle, the vast
Mm-hmm.
majority of the class, I mean, that's about 20 out of the 30
Mm-hmm.
on average, they're
Mm-hmm.
kind of just going through. They don't really ask questions, but they don't make
Yeah.
trouble, so they're just kind of floating by. They don't get that personal attention. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is right.
Yeah. But I mean, it could, or the situation has to be perfect. That's the thing. There has to be a teacher or a parent at home that can
Mm-hmm.
guide them the whole time. That's very
Yeah,
important.
that is right.
Yeah. So what about you though? If you had to go back to your school days, how would you have
Oh,
felt if your parents said, "Let's do some homeschooling"? How would that have been for you?
well, actually, I wanted quit the school at the time,
Okay, you
but my
wanted to quit
parents
school.
didn't allow.
Aha, my parents didn't
Yeah,
allow it.
allow it, but
Yes, yeah, of course.
yeah, I totally understand.
Okay. But why did you
Um,
want to quit school though? What was the main reason?
I don't know.
Okay,
And
you're just a
I
teenager, a
really,
moody teenager, I
yeah,
guess.
that is right.
Yes,
And I really hate to wake up in the morning.
that's true. It's much better to sleep in. That is for
Yeah,
sure. That's for
yeah.
sure. So, so if you had the opportunity to do homeschooling, you would have taken that. Do you think you would have been happy to be a stay-at-home student?
Well, homeschooling.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think could have been,
Yeah.
what could be the worst thing of being a stay-at-home student or being a homeschool student? What could be the biggest challenges?
Well, homeschooling would be more challenging, but I would take the opportunity to be a
Okay. Yes,
home
but
student. Yeah.
what do you think could be some of the biggest challenges of a homeschooling student? What do you think could be
Um,
the most difficult thing to get used to or to cope with?
um, um, keeping the schedule.
That's true. You need self-discipline, right? You need a lot of
Yeah.
self-discipline when you are a
Yeah.
stay-at-home student. Otherwise, you might not finish all your work. So, when you were a high school student, do you think you would have had enough self-discipline to
No,
get to all your
not at
work? Yeah.
all. Not at all.
Me neither. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Me neither. Yes. So you have to have parents or guardians who are very involved. You
Guardian.
need someone who, they
Yeah.
always have to be involved in everything. All
Yeah,
right.
right.
But yeah, that was a very good discussion. It was a short one, but
Hmm.
you did very well to express your ideas, and it's always a pleasure to talk with you. Thank you for joining me today,
Thank you.
and I hope to have you on the show again next time. All
Okay.
right. All right. Bye bye.